You've heard it for 5 years now. You're not living unless you're on the edge. Hello, everybody. I'm Ken Stout, and I'm going to help navigate you through the best of the 5th season of Lucas Oil on the Edge. Once again, this season was very exciting as we covered a number of different events. Some hardcore, some just straight up fun. From drag racing to desert racing, hill climbs, and of course, figure 8 racing. And one of the most requested shows of all time, Team Demolition Derby. Nothing says On the Edge more than a hard-hitting tournament of destruction. And the hitting was all night long, both on and off the track.
Team Demolition.
7,000 plus in these stands, ready to see some cars tear it up. What is Team Demo? Well, it's basically roller derby with horsepower, but no rules. You've got a runner, a blocker, and 2 crushers. And I'll tell you one thing, those crushers could go across the ring. The object is to get around that lap 5 times and survive. If you make it through 3 rounds, you are the champion. I think they're ready. I'm ready. Let's go.
How about the sunroof there on that one, huh?
That's right. That's a big kahuna.
He needs a little headroom right
He
there.
does. He's a big old boy. And you know what? It's great big Lincolns with the Landau windows to boot. Spare tire cover deal on the back. Some purists would just die to see this stuff. Whoa.
Eric Vanderbilt standing on the throttle. That's what that wall's there for. It'll help guide him around there eventually.
I guess he didn't have full control right there. That's still Vanderbilt, the big kahuna.
This would be a big upset if the Junkyard Dogs, who won the championship back in 2003, could come out here. Not only would they have beaten Beyond Driven, but they would have beaten, obviously, and have so, the defending champions. So a spectacular night for the Junkyard Dogs.
Look at that stuff. Big old Lincolns, and I'll tell you what, great job for Ryan Bluer. He carried one of our in-car cameras, and he has done a great job right here.
Shakedown at E-Town.
We are down to the money rounds in both of our categories. The Speed Tech Pro Outlaw Nitrous category, Jim Halsey and Ricky Smith.
And both of them know, particularly Ricky, he needs to find a 1/10 of a second. That YellowBullet.com Camaro is hauling the mail and has run in the 90s, the 590s, all weekend. What a great run!
Flames out of both sides, and he backs up that 595. A 595 with an 8 follows that up with a 595 with a 9. What a spectacular car. He has had an incredible weekend.
Watch Ricky's car makes a violent move toward the center stripe. Look at Halsey's pipes on both sides of that red Camaro. I mean, that baby is on fire, full of nitrous, and taking the win. They're set.
The great equalizer, obviously, those tires on the back. Oh, man, and a
Great
big
race.
sachet. That's what it's all about. Newsham somehow hung on to that thing. 681 had to be spinning the tires there at half track.
Man, that was a driving job. Watch both cars. Front end still not on the ground in either lane. And then right there at about 450 feet, the Mustang, the far side of Newsham, takes a move. He saved that car. Now we're on board. Watch the steering wheel. Oh, man.
There's that gear.
There's your champion, Joe Newsham. Oh!
That's what everybody's wanting to see.
Oh, my gosh.
This broadcast is brought to you by Lucas Oil Products. Made in America, sold to the world. General Tire, unleash the fury. And by Fathead Sunglasses. Size does matter. As most of you know, I'm a huge race fan. I actually love to get involved and have been on board a drag bike from time to time and even raced an off-road truck. Certainly love doing all of that, and who knows, maybe one day I'll actually be able to get back on the starting line at an event as prestigious as the Shakedown at E-Town. But certainly not at the Naha Hill Climb. I don't think I'd make it past gate number 1. But then again, that's the beauty of Lucas Oil on the Edge. We find a lot of different events, maybe events you've never seen or heard of before. But one thing's for sure, they're all fun and they're all real racing. Right now, let's go to the best of the Naha Hill Climb.
Naha Hill Climb.
Robbie Peterson, still your leader at 15.43 seconds. You've got to go up and over if you want to have a shot at winning here today.
Corey Earhart, one of the strongest riders coming out. He's been riding so hard. He's out of Billings, Montana, and this kid just puts a number on a bike. Makes his cow, he just work hard.
Boy, pulling hard right here. He is struggling, but he's still on it. 269.9. That's where you need that big wheelbase right there.
Between gate 4 and 5 just seems to be the hard spot of this hill. It's getting real powdery, it's straight up, and they're having a tough time getting through it.
Look at this, right there, man. I mean, you've got to have some speed. You've got to try to fly that thing. It is difficult. All right, Josh Armtrout coming out next. 18:07, his last time out.
Comes out of Livermore, California, and this guy just really does a great job of riding. He's getting better and better in every event that he comes to. On about his 3rd year and just doing a dynamite job. As you can see, Josh landed hard, come down on both tires, bounces off the ground, lost traction, and that cost him.
There's only one way down this thing, huh, Ken?
Absolutely. You go up, then you got to bring her down, and coming down sometimes going to be harder than going up.
These things just get so much bite on the back of them. If you don't have things lined up, it'll throw you off, man. It's quite a way to go out and have some fun or make a living for some of these guys.
And they only get 2 shots at the hill. Make it work or take it home.
Night of thrills.
Well, look at these guys just back and forth. It's like talk about drifting.
Oh, that appears to be a little Saturn right there. And again, I think the key is this car's, the skid plate is cleanly gone from the right rear.
You can see it's also rained here. It won't affect this race. And there goes Oscarson. I don't even think he went around the flag.
No, he did not. Now, I don't know if there's a whole lot of rules here, but I think one of them certainly is, Ken, you got to go around the flag. Watch it in replay again. The guy who dominated this race a year ago in a conversion van, a standard caravan, this year comes out with what appears to be an aluminum body car. He'll spin around and get the wall right there.
I'm beginning to wonder if part of the rules is to spin the thing out in the middle of the turns because Oscarson hasn't made a lap yet. He hasn't spun it out in the middle of both, and he just keeps the momentum going. Oh, and already, look at this, man. Wow. Carrying the left front tire, man. Put her up in the air, baby.
Oh, my gosh.
Look at that. They've got to wait. I've never seen so many 18 competitors.
Whoa!
That's what everybody's wanting to see.
Oh, my gosh. Hey, listen, every kind of trailer you can think of, the small pop-up, that is about a 30-foot travel trailer there. You got the big boat trailer, the little boat trailer, and whatever that trailer was.
Boy, talk about collisions, man. A bunch of them already in the intersection. How about that spa you've been looking for? That hot tub?
This baby's Caterpillar's trying to get the top off and it gets the job done.
Sullivan Barker. Unfortunately, he loses a big chunk of his trailer there.
I tell you what, Caterpillar's got part of his trailer under there. I believe that truck's on top of it, Ken.
Yeah, they're beating him up pretty hard, man. That's what tears him up, too. It'll tear up the transmission trying to drag along that other car.
It's a melee, man.
And this is what the fans love. I mean, everybody's just going everywhere out there. And
Waterboy's got about 3 trailers. They're going,
look out, look out! Holy smokes, Bekalewski goes for a ride. I thought for sure he's going to flip it.
He's still got the trailer, man.
Woo, baby! Christian fifth season of Lucas Oil on the Edge, we're very proud to say we accomplished a big milestone. 125 shows complete. Who knows, maybe for our 150th show, it'll be Brian Olson and myself behind the wheel of a figure-8 train. If I have anything to say about it, I'll be doing the driving. He'll be the brakeman, although I'm not real sure I trust him back there either. But that is one of the beauties of Lucas Oil on the Edge. It's the variety of programming that we always bring out. Some hardcore, maybe some not quite so hardcore, but it's always a lot of fun. Well, one of the most intense races we've ever seen was indoor dirt karting, and that's where we're taking you right now. Hold on.
Indoor dirt karting?
It's a rhythm thing. Once you get your rhythm down, you can make headway here.
Woo, baby! Christian Baker goes to the front. These guys are going at it hard. Turned completely sideways. The 224 in there of Nick Jackson as well. A couple of SBR team cars up there. Matter of fact, I think they're 1, 2, and 3 with a white flag flying, 1 lap to go.
And that 112 of Barrett-Terry, we talked about him early, started 15th. He's up into the top 5.
Baker coming around, started off in 6th, but will finish in 1st place. Bovalone is trying to close the gap.
And Laddie O was trying to have something to say about this, but it looks like the handle is going away just a little bit on that car.
It is amazing. When these guys stomp the throttle, man, they are loaded up with torque. And look at this. The 9 car on the back bumper, the leader right there. Last lap, oh, and he hits him. They get side by side coming down the straightaway, but Pavlonis will not have enough as Danny Klein hangs on. Wow.
Tractor pull.
Randy Hall coming up next in the Super Mule. It's a unique looking machine.
Love that 38 Chevy. Don't tell him it's a Willie, so he'll get really mad at you.
Oh, man, and the Super Mule was on a roll, and it sounded like the engine just quit right there at the very end.
Usually when the engine quits like that, lack of fuel going into those cylinders. So a lot of times it's usually a throttle cable when something like that happens. And you can see he's really moving. Gets out there a little bit, kicking up the dirt, got it going on, gets a little fishtaily out there. But man, draws the front end up at the end and boom, it's over.
And we're not finished yet. Stan Shelton coming back out here one more time. This is the second truck called the Sawmill Express, one just as beautiful as the next.
A long time since his first run, he's looking to do the 1-2 punch here.
Not going to get the 1-2 out of it, 298.33, but he will get the 1 out of it, trying to beat his own mark that he'd set earlier in the competition.
Fabulous Las Vegas, the home of Sin City and the General Tire Mint 400. After a 20-year hiatus, the General Tire Mint 400 was back with a vengeance, and everything from buggies to unlimited trucks took on the brutal terrain of the desert. The 5th season of Lucas Oil on the Edge continues now with the best of the General Tire Mint 400.
General Tire Mint 400.
Big horsepower, heavy trucks, upwards of 5,000 to 6,000 pounds.
Here at the Mint, a little bit different than other desert races. A lot of times they'll start 2 by 2. Here we're on board with Scott Steinberger. You can see how fast these unlimited trucks go.
You see the bottom fall out there as well. How much travel are we talking about here with the suspension, RJ?
Anywhere from 25 to 30 inches in the rear, about 25 or so in the front. You don't want to go too much because then the truck gets too wallowy, but these things push the edge on suspension. You can see how tall these tires are, 39-inch tires, so they can soak up a lot of the rocks and bumps and stuff. But here we're looking at Brian Collins, very focused, running very, very strong.
Some of the biggest and best names of all time have competed in this event over the years, and that was a pretty sketchy pass right there, man. Off the course, out of the weeds, and around the buggy we go.
Let me tell you, Ken, when I started racing off-road, I drove in a Class 10 car, and I've had trophy trucks come up and lap me. It is your worst nightmare. But I've also been in the trophy truck, and what you don't want to do is make sure that you don't run over any other competitors. So, good move by BJ.
If you happen to catch it, you can see the duct tape on the bottom of the face mask there of the driver. Something else that they do to try and keep some of the dust and dirt out of their eyes.
footage watching that suspension go to work, and believe it or not, it's smoother when you can just hit the tops like that, because if you have to go up and down on every one of those things, it is quite a wild ride. Bobby Baldwin back on the gas. On board with B.J. Baldwin, and doesn't look too bad right there. A couple of big dips. Oh, man. He almost nose darted that thing right into the dirt.
We're talking about Bobby Baldwin pushing harder and harder, but this guy, Brian Collins, has been out front all day long. That Dodge Mopar truck is really, really working well.
Boat racing.
Kaylee with the Miss Boat Electric is hanging on so far, though. She is really flawless. I mean, she just doesn't get rattled. She stays in it. Here comes Hop, though, right down the straightaway again. Oh, and look at the power out of Kaylee's boat.
And she knows he's there. Kaylee Perkins' radio man is Phil Bonancini, who won 12 races in this boat earlier in his career before he retired. That's a great advantage. But also Jerry Hop, he's in the ear of Greg Hop. You've got 4 people talented, all going at it in 2 boats right here.
Going into the final lap, number 1 and number 2. Kaylee Perkins in the red boat on the inside leading, and has since the drop of the green flag. Greg Hop on the outside trying to take it away.
They are approaching back markers. That may make a difference going into the final turn. Kaylee Perkins with the advantage. Greg Hop on the outside. Kaylee made a great turn. Got a little bit more of an advantage heading up the final backstretch.
In the LCQ, we did see Elizabeth Wolf get a great run off the outside and win this at the last moment. Kaylee will go to the outside lane, though, as she passes lap traffic, and she's going to try to hang on here for the win.
Kaylee Perkins on the inside. Greg Hop has to go way outside. It is going to be Kaylee Perkins with the win in South Dakota.
What a great effort. Both drivers doing an awesome job. You're exactly right, John. It looked like lap traffic did play a big part of this race. This broadcast is brought to you by Lucas Oil Products, made in America, sold to the world. General Tire, unleash the fury. And by Fathead Sunglasses, size does matter.
Friday night destruction.
Ricky Martin wants the bottom. He doesn't want to give Ricky Martin the bottom. I can't believe he hasn't lost it twice. Ricky Martin's going to be the first one to the flagpole.
A lot of battling going on right off the bat. We mentioned now coming out just as hard as going in. In fact, you got to really watch yourself close. They are all bottlenecked up there.
Somebody's going the wrong way around the flagpole. That can't be good.
Who comes out with the best? That's Ricky Martin in the 89. And John Laban's right there in that 44. They'll be doing battle. Once again, the 44, the driver is your defending champion. He's not using any brakes now.
He was trying to loosen him up, man, see if he could get underneath him, and tries to push him wide. Boy, it was just that close. The final lap, and it's going to go to back-to-back champion John Liebens in the 44. Congratulations. Forrest Lucas loves a good figure-8 race, and why not? They always pack the stands, and the fans have an awesome time. Here at Lucas Oil on the Edge, we always go looking for a very exciting event. And we know the viewers at home love to see a good crash. No better time than now to bring you the top 5 crashes of the 5th season of Lucas Oil on the Edge.
OTE's best crashes. Number 5.
It's an unspoken rule here, but it is a rule nonetheless. Stay away from the driver's door and try to stay away from that wall.
Oh,
there's a driver's door
hit.
in. Oh, that was a bad one.
Huge hit right there in a very scary moment. And honestly, I don't think he thought that was going to happen. He kind of glanced off the wall, and it turned him to the right.
Oh, man, Bluer.
He never licked it, though. Look at them rear tires are still spinning, man.
Oh, man, that was a blow. Oh, we're on board with Bluer. Oh, man, that's hard to take.
Number 4.
Here comes. Oh, my man. He took the barrier with him.
Like Oscarson didn't have enough cameras set up there in the right front, man. That thing wouldn't turn left at all. Pushes hard right up into the wall.
Man, he took a lot of steam into that corner.
Number 3.
Oh! There's one on top right there, that 48. That was your leader.
Glenn Arndt just got in too hot. That thing never slid at all. It just had maximum traction on that right front tire, and it rolled it right over. Let's take another look at it.
Watch it in replay. Whoa, and you mentioned it at the start of the show here. I think on a very high center of gravity, one more time, he goes all the way over, kicks it in gear, and he'll still remain in about the top 7 spots here.
Number 2.
Well, he
The
needs to
Toyota's
change-
running a quarter mile. That guy back there, he's running a half mile.
He needs to change the camera on that baby a little bit. Oh, man, this.
Oh, look out!
I was going to say they might throw the red, but that's the only flag they got.
Let's have another look at it, man. He comes in here hot, passenger and all, and ends up on the lid.
Oh!
Number 1.
Watch this. He's about to take you for a ride. Sit back in your chair because look at that. Woo! I mean, head on, baby, at about 50 miles an hour. It's hard to see who had to get it done. Hope you enjoyed the best from season number 5 of Lucas Oil on the Edge. Season 6 will look dramatically different and premieres in November. You can log on to speedtv.com for more details. Season 6 will bring us some great racing, amazing action, fresh events, and loads of fun. Thanks for watching. I'm Ken Stout, and remember, you're not living unless you're on the edge.